Okay, so in previous videos we've used the coping saw. Now, what can happen with the coping saw quite frequently, because it's such a slim blade, is it can break. What can also happen is if we use it for a long enough period of time, is these small teeth can get worn out, and it means we're going to have to replace the blade. Okay, now very similar to when we was turning the blade in a previous video, what we have to do first is hold the pin here, and then we can turn this anti-clockwise, or lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, to turn our handle round, and this reduces the tension in the blade, which allows me to take this out. So if I just keep turning this, you will see the space between these two pins gets closer and the blade will eventually come out. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, I'd suggest this is the method to go. Hold this and keep turning and turning until the blade effectively falls out on its own accord. Now, if you want to do this a slightly quicker way, or if you're a little bit more advanced, okay, what we can do is place the edge of the coping saw against an object that's not going to move. We hold the frame carefully with our hands here and holding the handle, and I'm just going to push lightly to apply a bit of tension. You can see that's bending up, that's tension in the blade there, and then what I can do is just slide that out carefully like this, and that removes the blade from the frame. Okay, and it still has a little bit of tension in there, so that when I want to put the frame back, it will be easier. Now, to put the blade back, I want to make sure that the teeth of the blade are pointing downwards, and I've obviously got a blade that isn't damaged. I then slide the two pins of the blade through the little slot in the pin at the top, and then holding the blade and holding the handle at the same time, I go back to my position on the edge of the table, apply a little bit of pressure to flex the blade, and then slide it back into the pin there, and then all I need to do is tighten this up. Now, again, if you was doing this the easier way, and the frame was out like this, what I'd have to do is get the blade in so that I've got enough space, so I'm turning this left to loosen the frame up, and then I can just carefully slide this blade into the slot, just there, and then I can hold it with my hand on the pin there and turn this several times clockwise like this. As you can see, it's pulling the frame apart, it's applying tension to the frame like this, until such point where I can't turn it anymore. It's very tight, okay? I just give it one final check to make sure the two pins are aligned. That one is slightly down, so I'm just going to pinch that up. And there we go, we've replaced the blade.